Hello, dear students. Welcome back. I hope you are all doing fine. I'm Dr. Arshana Yogesh from the Department of Humanities and Social Sciences, BBD University. I'm taking your communicative English. Today, I am going to continue my discussion on effective communication. Effective communication is really very important. And before we begin, I will share an anecdote. Yes, we'll begin with an anecdote today. What happened once a couple, a husband and a wife, they were taking a stroll on beautiful sea beach. And, they were walking through the sand when the husband came across a bottle. It was a beautiful bottle, engraved beautifully. So out of curiosity, that husband took that bottle and he opened the lid. Poof, a genie came out. Yes. A genie came out and he stretched hard and he said, I'm so happy after 1,000 years of being left free. And out of, this goodness that you have done to me, that I'm able to stretch myself, I'm feeling so free for a change. I'm going to grant you one wish. And the husband, was into deep reverie. The genie said, ladies first. So we'll begin with the lady. Now, women are very clear in their thoughts. Yes, women are very clear in their thoughts. And she said that I want to travel around the world to all the exotic places and stay in the best hotels, take the best flights, best shopping, and everything for free. The genie said, here you go. Poof. And a woman got a basket full of vouchers and travel tickets, all first class and seven-star hotel bookings to all the exotic places in the world, all the beautiful places in the world. So the husband was asked, what do you do? Husband said, you know, felt very uncomfortable for a moment and he said, I always wanted a wife 30 years younger. Oh, and the husband was 90 years old. Yes. Now the wife was 60 and he was 90. So he had a wife 30 years younger to him. That is the beauty of effective communication. You must be very clear what you want to say, what is your intention. Unless and until you go through a very good ideation, you won't be able to communicate. Effective communication is a blessing. What you thought, what you said, what you delivered, and what the other person understood. If they're all the same, then that is effective communication, which I have told you many times. Today, I'm going to share with you how can you make your communication effective. Now, there are certain golden rules. You need to improve them. Improve on your pronunciation and diction. Don't say, I have sure, sir problem. I have zir problem. Don't say that. Improve on that. Work with tongue twisters. She sells seashells on the seashore. You will, if you'll practice, you will improve. Make friends. So they don't make fun of you. They improve you. Kabir even said, I don't remember exactly, Kabir said or somebody else said, Nindak mere rakhe. Nindak is with somebody who criticizes you, critically analyzes you. Now there's a difference between criticizing and critically analyzing. Somebody is critically analyzing you. Don't make fun of them. Help them. That is what friends are for. You are there to better the person. You're not there to make fun of people. That's not what communication teaches us. Communication teaches us to make us better and to make others even better. Air comes out, मुंह से हवा निकलती है. कब निकलती है? When we say the consonants, especially like T, P, A, T, P, K, even ch, the ch sound, even when you say that, you know, air comes out. You have to check that. The p sound, you have to check it. Focus on the elongating vowels. The elongating vowels, when there is an sound, sound, you have to pay attention to that. Slow down the rate of speech. Speak clearly. Don't be in a hurry. You don't have to catch up a train. Don't be too slow because the speed limit is there. If you speak 150 to 180 words per minute, you will be very engaging and you will be comprehensible, understandable. But if you are 80 to 120, then you will be very boring and you will lull somebody back to sleep. It will act like a lullaby. Lullaby is lowering. You lull some back to sleep. Soja, soja. And if you are 180 to 250, then you will be so fast, then people won't be able to understand anything. So you have to maintain a balance, strike a balance between the speed in which you are speaking so others can understand. Now, you can even improve your English if you start singing English songs. Yes, it can improve. When I was a student, I was a fan of Backstreet Boys, Boyzone. It improved a lot. It helped me improve my diction, my pronunciation very much. You are not born with that skill. Who told you that you are born with that skill? You have to acquire that skill. You have to learn that skill. Acquisition and learning both are there. Acquisition comes when the environment gives you that. Like, for example, a Mallu person will learn Malayalam, we will acquire Malayalam. We people, we speak Hindi very eloquently because we acquire Hindi, we understand Hindi, we can construct our sentences flamboyantly in Hindi. It happens because we have acquired that. And English is a language that we have learned. So there are certain obstructions, there are certain, say, barriers to the learning of the language. And you have to overcome. You can even sing songs. It can improve your diction and pronunciation. Your tone to an extent. Watch BBC News. We have been colonized by the British. So what happens is that our English is influenced by the British. If you listen to BBC News, it will be good. It will do you good. Now, if you come to the writing skills, you have to spruce up with your writing skills. Improve them. Read standard magazines. Please don't read Femina, Women's Era, and tell me now I'm reading magazines. They're not okay. They are part-time, pastime magazines. It's good. You read them, good. But what I would suggest is India Today, or even The Economist. If you are interested a bit in economy, then India Today is good. You can go. Pick up the books of interest. If you like reading novels, go for novels. If you don't have that, capability or caliber or interest for reading those long, lengthy Tom books, go for Tom is when something is very thick and boring. Don't go for that. Go for short stories. You even find them on Google. Google short stories. You can buy. You can even read small kid stories. Start up with somewhere. You have to start. Okay, don't forget the basic grammar. I have seen, especially when students are writing emails, they skip the basic grammar. Please don't skip that. Be very formal. You are doing formal written communication, and you have to maintain that decorum. Make proper salutation. People sometimes, I see that people don't make proper salutation. I told you that dear in dear sir or ma'am stands for respect. Make sure that you make proper salutation like dear doctor, dear ma'am. If you know the name, then I told you that you end up with yours sincerely because you know my name. That is why you will end on yours sincerely. But if you don't know my name, suppose you don't know you skipped on my name and you want to write me an email, then what will you do? You'll say, dear ma'am, and write and sign up as yours faithfully because you don't know my name. Okay. Uh, take examples of practice, at least, five examples of words. Like if you learn five words, make sure that you use them in your daily practice. Now, what is the spelling of the practice that you use? Practis. Why? Because I'm asking you to practice. I am asking you to do something. And doing words are called words. That is why the spelling of the practice will have SE and not CE. Remember that. Because CE is used when you use it as noun. Prevent uh, yourself from being negative. Don't be negative. Don't give up on yourself. Practice hard. You can do it. You're a very good communicator. How are you a good communicator? Act. Pretend you are a newscaster. Newscaster is a newsreader. Just act like them. Pretend you are one and read that news in that way. It will improve your diction. You should always try and read national news. Don't go for local news. Local news doesn't have good vocabulary even, and it doesn't have any good impression expression. Underline the words you don't know, but make sure that you find the meaning. And once you have found the meaning, please use them. Unless and until you use them, they won't come into the ambit of your regular vocabulary. Regular. Like n number of times I use words and I give you the meanings. Now, how will I know these words? Unless and until I have learned them and I have used them over time and time. It doesn't happen that before every session I take out a dictionary and I stuck out a word and say, I will use this. It's there in the vocabulary. I use it. But I have practiced it over years that whenever I come across one single word, not five, one, I'm not that gifted as you are. I'll choose just one. But you know what? I will make sure that I use that word so many times that it will come into the my daily usage. It will be very easy for me to use that word. You have to make efforts when you are speaking, especially with your family and friends. They are not judgmental. They guide you. They are not judgmental people. They don't judge you in a negative sense. They judge you and guide you through every high and low. Make sure that you talk to them in English. Make a habit. In so many schools, I've seen that there is a habit, there is a rule that every student is supposed to speak in English. Teachers guide the student. Even I can guide you. You can talk to me. You can talk to your friends. Make sure that you engage in conversations, especially in English, so that you can get a better feedback. But please don't get in contact with judgmental people or people rather who judge you very negatively. I don't want that. I don't want you to feel demotivated. Belief is a very big thing. Belief. It's a very big thing. And on this note, I'm going to share an anecdote. There were one animal, this elephant sanctuary, and visitors went there. Everybody was so curious seeing the elephants that they took pictures, they fed them, they spent time. One of the visitors, he saw huge elephants tied with this much thin ropes, very thin ropes, nylon ropes, plain ropes, which we actually use for hanging our clothes, drying them in the sun. He was very surprised because huge elephants, uh, animals like these, with so much energy and power, they should be chained. But then he asked the Mahal, he asked the man responsible for them, the caretaker, that how come you have tied the elephants with a in nylon rope and they are still tied up. They are not chained. They don't require that heavy chains. How come? He said, actually, they have been bred in captivity. When they were young, little kids, they were never able to break the nylon rope. They tried their level best. But howsoever energy they put in, how much more power they applied, they were never able to break through the rope. Now, this has got embedded in their psyche. It has rested in their belief so much that they still believe they're not capable enough of breaking away with that. They still are tied with that. It's entirely your belief which makes you feel that you will not be able to improve as an individual. You will not be able to converse in English like others do. क्यों नहीं धारा प्रवाह अंग्रेजी आप बोल सकते? और बाय द वे वो अंग्रेजी नहीं है, आंग्ल भाषा है. जी, हिंदी में अंग्रेजी को आंग्ल भाषा कहते हैं. क्यों नहीं बोल सकते आप? Why can't you when others can? Why can't you? Can. Because that belief has not been able to break through it, shred it off, come over it, come over that fear. Everybody is not a perfectionist. You're not born perfectionist. You're not born with that talent. You have to inculcate that talent. You have to create that. And creations are man-made. You can make yourself an effective communicator. How can you do that? Now, first and foremost, as I told you, that any language can be learned in four stages: LSRW, listening, speaking, reading, and writing. So the first and the foremost thing is become an engaged listener. You must listen to people carefully. Don't have give them undivided attention. Give them undivided attention means that give them full focus. Don't try and interrupt the speaker. Don't wait for your turn. You know, I have seen people engaged in conversations where they deliberately wait for their turn. They don't listen to the person speaking. They're actually waiting for their turn to speak up so that they get their turn and they start doing the speaking thing, the speaking business. Why is it? Why do you want a turn? Listen to others. You will mitigate all the misunderstandings and the misgivings and the misreadings. The person might be too right. He might give you a perspective for life. He might clear your doubts. The dark clouds of misunderstandings can be evaporated. They can be removed. Barriers can be removed. Psychological, cultural. These barriers can be removed with effective communication. But if you don't listen to the speaker carefully, you won't be able to do that. Yep, but of course the speaker has to be engaging enough so that you want to wish to listen to that person. Now, the other thing is that after, say, avoiding interruptions, see to it that you don't get into your own reverie. Sometimes, people get thought process. They get into their own thought process. For example, if you are listening to me, you will fall into your own world of dreaming. You'll sail on some ninth cloud of glory. You'll think about something else. Maybe I've given you just an idea and you are off in that world. Come back. Listen to that person. Give him full attention. Because unless and until you use full attention to the speaker, you won't be able to understand the concept. Try to set aside the judgments. You know, I gave you the example of Twin Tower when that person took a desperate plunge. Don't take a desperate plunge. Don't just jump off the cliff too early. Think before you take a leap. Don't be judgmental. Don't judge a book by its cover. The cover may not be that interesting or that engaging or eye-catching, but the content can be. Don't judge a person by how he or she has reacted in a certain situation. The text context in communication. In a certain situation, when you have vexed, irritated somebody so much, they are doomed to get angry. They will blast like a volcano. They cannot contain themselves. They are normal human beings. How will they contain themselves? How do you expect me to contain myself if you have vexed me far beyond my endurance? Endurance means when I cannot take more. Bardash. When you have tested the waters of my patience, it's same. When you know आप किसी के सब्र का इतना इम्तिहान ले लेते हैं. When you test the waters of somebody's patience so much that the person gets vexed, he bursts like a volcano. And when you are immersed in that lava, you say that the person is, not a very good communicator. The person is really very short-tempered. He doesn't have that cool state of mind. He always does, react emotional outburst. He's always in an emotional outburst. Emotional outburst is a position where person is emotionally surcharged. I may get down from the wrong side of the bed. Now, what is getting down from the wrong side of the bed? Suppose many a times you've asked yourself, आज किसका मुंह देख के उठे थे? जब आप हिंदी में कहते हैं आज किसका मुंह देख के उठे थे, तो इंग्लिश में आप कहते हैं I I got it from the wrong side of the bed today. They are, culturally equal translations. Beautiful, but not faithful. I got it from the wrong side of the bed. My day started in a very wrong way. In that way, what happens is that I am doomed to react in a negative way. I started from a house, got up late, I messed up things, I was not ready, I was not organized. Then what happened? I got a jam, I reached late, I had a first lecture, I was late. Will I be in a balanced state of mind? I'm not an electronic button. On and it begins, off and it ends. I'm a human being with emotions, with values, with feelings. How can I react in that way? Please don't expect that from me. I'm not a robot. I'm a human being. I will react to each and everything that will take place in my environment, my surroundings. If you are having negative feelings for me, I am doomed to have them for you. Because I perceive that, I can feel that vibrations go. Even the other day I told you about the vibrations. I shared the anecdote on Akbar and Birbal, the forest one. When you have vibrations for people, positive and negative, don't be judgmental. Don't uh, be very quick to assert, quick to judge, quick to fall into that trap. Show interest. Show interest in the speaker. Show that you are listening to him or her. Because even if you are losing interest, your body will tell that. Because your body cannot be fake. If you are losing interest, if I am, looking erstwhile, if I am looking somewhere else, if I am talking to somebody, you'll come to know. If I am trying to put something in order, you'll feel my hand moving, my arm moving. Try and concentrate. Try and focus on the listener. Don't lose attention. Even if you are giving up, don't give up. Listen to that person very carefully and don't interrupt. If you interrupt the process of thought, even that creates a barrier in effective communication. The person might even get irritated. The person might, end up talking to you where you would have lost something very valuable. So don't do that. Respect that person. Respect the speaker. Provide feedback. Every sender expects a feedback. If I am talking to you I would expect a feedback. Feedback in the sense whether you've understood or not, whether I have made myself clear or not. I would expect that. At least that is what you can tell me, whether you've understood the thing or not. If you need further clarifications, if you need further elucidations, you must tell me. If you're not understood, leave a message. I will come back to you. I will explain you. Because that is what effective communication is. Unless and until the cycle of the communication is completed, I won't be able to do it. Now, if you have to be somewhere aware of individual differences. Somewhere everybody is different. My fingers are not equal. They're not equal. They're different. So everybody is different. Everybody has their own individuality. There is a saying which goes like this: accept me the way I am. Accept me the way I am so that I can learn what I can become. You have to accept me with my differences. There might be differences between you and me, but that is what is the beauty of communication. We may be complementary to each other. We may complement to each other. You have to come over that misgiving. You have to give that space to me. That you have to give that respect to the individual differences that we have. Be courteous. Don't behave in a manner that you don't expect others to behave in. Put yourself in wearer's shoes. Unless and until you will put yourself in the wearer's shoes, you will never be able to know their pain. Don't behave in a manner where you don't want people to behave in a manner with you. हमें वो व्यवहार कभी नहीं करना चाहिए जो हम नहीं चाहते कि हमारे साथ. Be very courteous. Be very considerate. Be very empathetic. I have shared an anecdote on being empathizing even. The puppy and the baby anecdote, where the puppy was lame and the boy was even lame. He empathized. He said, people throw stones at me, they make fun of me. I don't want him to face that same problem. I want to protect him, I want to defend him. Be chivalrous. Chivalry is not only the ornament of men, it can be the ornament of women even. Be chivalrous. Be very nice to people. If you are being nice to people, the world will be nice to you. As I told you in some session, I don't remember in which session number I told you. Chakshusha mansa vacha karmana cha chaturvidam tam lokonu prasidati lokonu prasidati. There is a bit something which I've got to. With chakshusha mansa vacha, karmana means karma. The way you appease means make happy. If you make world happy, the world in turn will make you happy. If you are making a fabulous communication with people, if you are making a positive communication, then definitely the world, the people will end up communicating in a positive way. Adjust according to the context, and especially your body language. Body language should also be adjusted according to context. If suppose you are sitting in an office, you will sit in a formal way. If you are sitting at home, you sit in an informal way. Sometimes you might have encountered your teacher telling you or some other person in the class, "Where are you? In your bedroom? Is this a class or your bedroom? Look at the way you are sitting, outstretching, lying on the table." So you have to keep your body language in context. You're sitting in a lecture hall, you're sitting in a session, you're sitting in a class. You have to appositely behave. Appositely means appropriately behave. You have to dress up appropriately. You have to wear a uniform. If there is a uniform, you have to dress up formally. You cannot, you're not going shopping that you will dress up casually. You have to dress up formally. And it's always better to be overdressed or rather formally dressed, because you can always make yourself casual. Like this is not your purview, but I would like to really tell you that if you're going for an interview, because speaking skills are involved here, if you're going for an interview, dress up formally. If you're going for a dinner, dress up formally. Wear a tie. wear a blazer if there is the weather approves. Wear a full sleeve shirt. Why? Because if you want to take off your tie, put it in a pocket to give yourself a casual look. You can tuck open this button. But if you are casually dressed up in a t-shirt and a jeans, you cannot, with a wave of wand, magical wand, you cannot turn yourself only dressed up. You're not a magician. You're not a wizard. So see to it that you are always formally dressed up. Your shoes, shoes are not matched with trousers. Yes, shoes are not matched with trousers. Shoes are matched with the belt. The belt. But please see to it that you don't wear that Harley Davidson belt, that eagle buckle belt, this big iron buckle belt. Make sure that you wear a very formal kind of a belt. Brown, black. Don't go for yellow, red, pink, orange, magenta, unless and until you are going for some informal event. I'm talking in sense of girls. Boys don't have much choice. They only have choice of blue, and black and brown. That's the only choice in them. Well, as far as I don't know all. You have to keep a check on your emotional outbursts. You may feel like crying. You may feel like busting like a volcano and erupting all the lava in front of the person sitting in front of you. Don't pour up that lava on that person. Control your stress. Be emotionally stable. Control your anger. Don't let your emotions spin out of control. Contain yourself. Don't walk out of your containment shell. Don't walk out of your bubble. I told you about the bubble, Didn't I? That everybody carries a bubble around them, the physical, the everlasting bubble. We don't come out of that bubble. Please don't shed that bubble. Please don't break that wall of propriety and chit. Please don't break that. Control your stress. Control your anger. Control that spin of emotion. Otherwise, your effective communication will be marred. You won't be able to effectively communicate. You'll end up in a very being judged as a very wrong person. You may be very pure at heart. And ironically, the people who are very pure at heart are very straightforward. They cannot control their anger, they cannot control their tears. But this is not judged. It's not approved to behave in a certain manner. To like to behave or communicate in a certain way. Like I got carried away right now. Assert yourself, it improves your self-esteem. You have to take a stand for yourself. Assert yourself. Don't be over assertive. Don't be dominating. I'm not asking you to dominate. Now, please be careful. I'm not asking you to dominate. What I'm asking you to do is assert yourself. Thus far, no further. Don't allow yourself to be used. You're not a commodity. You're a person. Assert yourself. Make boundaries. I told you about fencing, didn't I? I told you about fencing. That fencing comes to the fore. When you put a fencing, uh, emotional fencing, when you put a fencing or a wall around your house, or when you put ear markers that please don't disturb me, keep out, knock before you come in. These are the posters that you put on your door. No, these are ear markers. These are the fencings that we put. We want to. You should. We should always uh, keep ourselves at a safer distance. We should keep in that bubble. We should not open up with everybody. But there should be somebody that you should open up with. De-stress yourself with your friends, with your family, who can guide you. You are your best counselor. You are your best motivator. You are your best teacher and mentor. Only you can guide yourself. Only you can improve yourself. Look at yourself. Where do you lack? You are communicating. Everybody communicates. I'm not talking about talking day to day conversations. I'm not talking about. I even told you the importance of time when you should communicate. There is a concept of telephone etiquette. There are etiquettes for telephone even. When you are talking to somebody, make sure that you ask them, I have disturbed you or not. If somebody is not picking up the phone, please don't call them 65 times. Don't call them 80 times. They might be in something very important. And your call must have created a lot of troubles for them. There maybe I'm making some online transactions and you're calling incessantly. Maybe right now I'm recording this session and somebody is incessantly calling me, messaging me. That creates a lot of disturbance. Just see to it that you have a proper communication. You behave. Behavior is really very important. It tells a lot about you. Communication is an art. It's a skill. You have to sharpen. You have to work on it. And only you can do it. Nobody else can do it. People can guide you. Family, friends, teachers, mentors, they can guide you. They can tell the shortcomings. They can help you. But it's you who will have to work on it. Thus, we come to an end of 14th session, and here we even finish off with your module 2. I'll be soon meeting you in my next session, starting with third module. I will share all the notes and all the knowledge that I have because I don't want to die with all this in my head and heart. I want to give it to all. You should not do this. Culture, tradition, values, knowledge. You shouldn't die with it. You should share them. And what am I? A person of communication. So sharing is my utmost goal, my major goal, the best goal of my life, the only goal of my life. Sharing. Please have a bit. At the end of the session, I can only say, dear, please have a very good body language. Have a very good understanding. Be a very good listener. Be a very good speaker. Understand people. Empathize with them. World is full of problems. Don't create new for yourself and for others. Be very amiable. Be very friendly. Be approachable. Approachability in communication even matters. Unless and until you're approachable, people won't be able to communicate with you. Don't create a wall that nobody can break. Believe in ice breaking. Create an aura around you, positive aura, so that people can approach you for psychological counseling, for knowledge, for sharing. Okay, so take care, enjoy, and please do study hard. You need to brush up on your notes. Please review them, and if you feel that there is anything that you have not understood, is there anything that is missing, please come back to me. Leave a message. I will come back with all the answers to your questions. Thank you so much. Now take care. Bye bye. See you in the next session soon.